This is going to be a video where I show you how to play the song Czar Chasm by Trance To The Sun on bass. It's on this album Urchin Tear Soda that we released in 1999, and Ingrid and I wrote the song in 1998, and it's got a super cool bass line that's really fun to play. So here we go. Starts out with this big wide open hanging note. That's all it does during the first verse. The way you do that is obviously play the open note, and then up here at the 12th fret on the A string you do two hammer-ons. There's only two pick strokes. It's A and B flat, and the B flats are hammered on. That's all there is to it. When we go to the chorus, it goes. Okay, and so the chorus has multiple slides and hammers on, and it's a pull off to do that one, and then those three notes are all just on the same pick stroke, or essentially there's not even a pick stroke for them at all. There's one pick stroke for all four of those. Like that. It should sound just like a cello, and so you just have to slide it hard enough to sustain the sound on all four notes. And then the back end of the chorus is really funky, and it kind of stops. And the last note of it is in a kind of a rude place. It's highly syncopated. Okay, and then that takes us to the walk down to the ambient sweep. So it's a. I didn't quite hit that A flat right here. It's kind of hard to hit. But just before we go up to the high run, there's one note down here at the A flat. So it's just a very quick note there. Now we're at the ambient sweep. I was going to mention that when we run up here to that run to the E flat is also a power slide. So there's a grace note in there, like that. It's not just like that, it's that. Okay, so ambient section and lots of beautiful stuff, and when we come out of that we go to an arpeggiated section that starts on a B. I think my bass might have been a little sharp for the recording on the album. It almost sounds like it come in on a C at first, and I can't explain why. Anyway, this part is all bouncing. There's no sustained notes at all. It's first it's B with a G sharp and a D sharp here, like that, and then it's a B flat with a G and a D above, and then the third one is an A with an F and a C above, and the fourth one is A flat again with F and C above. So the third chord is kind of a stretch to do that. So as we walk down, those maintain an easy position, really comfortable. This one stretches, and then you get back into that easy position again. And then that bass line concludes by walking up, and first there, and then go to the stretch position here using a C sharp, an A, and an E. Then these are all on the 11th fret, E flat, C sharp, and F sharp. That part sounds like so this chord here is formed from an E on the low E string, a G here, and a C sharp here. And slide all the way down. And then there's those explosions. So after the explosions we get into the second verse, and the second verse is a variation on the first verse. There's the hanging open note. 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 2. 3 times of that, and that's it. And this riff is really smooth, and it's meant to sound like a cello. It's hammer, pull off, walking hammer, hammer. There. So there's just a minimum of pick strokes. So it's after 3 times of that grouping, it goes. And the notes in it are G, B flat, A, F sharp, and then it goes to the instrumental part. That instrumental part goes 4 times, and I'm starting out on B here, and I'm bouncing off this E as I walk down chromatically, and these notes shouldn't sustain at the same time, so very bouncy. On the 4th time, there's an extra measure, 2, 3. So off the extra measure, I go into this part called the fort part, and it has a 3-note pickup launch coming off the extra bar of the previous part. It's wacky, but it works. So after coming off of this G sharp, you want to go F sharp, G, F sharp, there. In the next part I'll show you what those notes are. So this is a D, E flat, twice, A up here, F sharp and G for those. So, and the guitars and synths are soaring chromatically upward. There's a really cooking beat below that in the drums, and you're just holding down the 18 times of that, 4 times 4 plus an extra 2 for the extended guitar solo, and then at the end of that we get to some stops. So after the last one of 2 3 2 3 2 3 2 3. Okay, and again this part gets back into some power sliding. It's F sharp, G, B, A sharp. Okay, and I usually pull off to that, like that. So you pull off with this finger to hit the A sharp, and then we are in the third verse. There's no bass line in the third verse. It's actually the chords of the bridge, so it's technically the bridge return or something, and the bass only comes back at the very end and plays this pretty passage that concludes the song, and it's sort of like the arpeggio part. It's based on the same chords, but it's up higher. It's inverted and transposed, and there's two ways you can play it. You can play it with 2 fingers like this, or you can play it with a bar finger like that if you prefer. But this part sustains 2 notes at the same time, and it doesn't have a downbeat note. So it's 1 2 3 4 1. Like that. That's the last note of the song. Or you can play it. It probably sounds better a little bit to play it with a bar, but it can be painful. And the reason it sounds better with a bar is because the strings move at exactly the same time, and if they're sustaining like that, it's prettier. So I don't pick when I go over the fret. I just slide and hold hard enough to make the note keep ringing. Like that. No pick there. And that ends on A flat.